Today we're going to look at how to remove and reinstall a 975 window. There are two pop rivets on the back side of the latch to hold the window in place on that part of the latch. You'll need to drill out those pop rivets first. These pop rivets hold the trim ring in place. Then you want to remove the removable screen on the inside. There's little tabs you turn all the way around the window. Turn the tabs in the open position so you can remove the screen. Once you get the screen loose, take the screen out. Then there are screws on the inside of the trim ring on the inside, or the garnish that holds the window in place. Go all the way around the door and remove those screws. You'll leave two screws in place, one on each side of the door or the window, in order to keep the window in place so it doesn't fall out when you're removing it. You also need to remove the tabs that hold the screen in place in order to get the garnish off. You need to remove those tabs as well. Remove the screws on the bottom, then remove the screws on the top. Now you want to have someone hold the window on the other side while you remove the last screws on each side. Then your garnish should come off the inside, or trim ring, some people call it. Take your trim ring, set it off to the side, and then you're ready to remove the window. Gently press forward on the window to get it out of the door. Once you have it started on one edge, pull gently on it, and you should be able to take it out of the opening of the door. Once you have the window out, set it aside, and then you'll need to go get your new window to put back in the opening. Once you have the old window out, go ahead and close the door and make sure that there's no residue, seal, anything like that around the outside of the window. Make sure it's nice and clean before you reinstall a new window into the door. Same thing for the inside. Make sure the inside is nice and clean. Make sure that the pop rivet's been the back side of the latch. There's no residue or shaving there from the pop rivet. We want the new window to fit nice and snug, seal tightly against both sides of the door. Then you'll want to get your new window. Put your new window in place. Have someone help you for this step as well. Someone line it up on the inside, someone hold it on the outside. Put the window into the door opening, line it up. It's easier if you start on one end, work your way up. Once everything fits nice and tight, go ahead, take your trim ring, fit it on the inside of the opening, line everything up. You want your splice toward the back side of the door. Once everything is lined up, go ahead and get your screw gun and start installing screws in the pre-punched holes. Fasten a screw on each side in order to hold the window in place. Once you've got two screws adjacent to one another on the inside, the window should stay in place. It might not hurt to put a couple more until you have someone hold the top. And once you have a couple screws in it, the window should stay there and you can finish the job by yourself. Sometimes you may need to pull the trim ring a little bit to position it correctly so the screws goes into the screw boss on the window itself. Your screws should go all the way around. Remember, there's 2 holes behind the latch where the pop rivets go, so you not want to put screws there. Then go ahead, put screws around the top, the bottom, around all the edges of the door. And then you want to put screws on the top as well. Once you get the screws around the top edge, now you're going to be ready to install pop rivets on the inside of the latch. Oh, I forgot, you have to install the little tabs to hold the screen in place. If you remember where those were at, on the old window, install them back in the same place. That way, once you put the screen back in place, you can hold have something to hold that screen in place. So you want to put 2 at the top. As you see there, make sure they're level across the window itself. Make sure that when you tighten them, they're not too tight. Make sure that they don't swing freely, but they don't bind when you turn them. Just make them nice and snug so that when you turn the little tab, it stays in place and holds the screen where it's supposed to go. There's 2 in the top, and what you can see, he's adjusting the tension of the little tab that holds the screen in place. And there's also 2 tabs on the bottom to hold the screen in place. Once you have those installed, make sure they turn the way they're supposed to. And now you'll want to put your drill bit into your screw gun in order to put the pop rivets behind the latch. See here, the technician has his pop rivet tool. He's got a drill bit to put those pop rivets back in place. Drill a hole right above the latch and drill. Just be careful not to drill all the way through the door. Just drill through the trim ring and into the skin on the back side of the door. And it might not be a bad idea to make sure that your drill bit does not extend out far enough that it's not possible to drill through the front side of the door. Then go ahead and install pop rivets on the top and also on the bottom of the door. Once you've got those pop rivets installed, now your window should be in place. It should be ready to go. You need to put the screen back in place. You can get the screen, and you can fit the screen. Turn the tabs away from the opening so your screen fits back into it the way it's supposed to. Start it at the bottom and slide it in the little groove. Place it where it's supposed to go. Slide it in the side. Turn the tabs to keep it in place on the bottom. Turn the tabs to keep it in place on top. And like I said, it may take a little bit of adjustment to make sure everything fits nice. Double check your work on the inside, double check your work on the outside, make sure everything works the way it's supposed to.